don't like the fact that you're too tall. I don't like the fact that you're too short. I don't like the fact that you're too skinny. I don't like the fact that you're too this. So I told him, I don't care where you take me to. Even if you take me under the tree, I'm okay. I will be great. So long as we're just together, because that is all that matters to me. Aww. Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Anne and this is Anne Authentic. I'm so happy you clicked on this video. From the title, I know you are expecting some gisting, but the truth is I can narrate everything that happened, but we don't have all that time. So today I'm gonna be sharing just the very necessary information. I mean, thinking about it, I'm just like, what was going on with me? Like, was I that naive? Because we would have made each other's lives miserable. I want to say that so many people have made life-changing decisions based on their past experiences. For example, some people have been heartbroken in their past relationships that they made up their minds never to love again. Like, if this is how love hurts, then I'm not gonna love again. And you meet someone who loves you to a fault and wants to spend the rest of his life with you. And here you are with the mindset of you are not supposed to love. So his love has to be strong enough to sustain the marriage. And you are ready to make this commitment, this journey of marriage with that person just because you believe that he loves you so much. And you believe that that love is going to be enough to take you through the journey of marriage. But let me just say this. After being married for 4 years, I think I can comfortably say that if you go into marriage with such a mindset, then you are already heading towards divorce before even entering the marriage. If that person's love is not strong enough to heal you of your past, or if God has not healed you of your past, so you can break down all the defenses, you can come to a place where you can be vulnerable with this person you're trying to marry, and just pour your heart out to just love on the person. If you are not there yet, please don't make that commitment of marriage. I just drew some lessons from my experience and I thought I'd share with you guys. Hopefully it's gonna help someone out there. Lesson number 1. When you have to always convince yourself that you are in the right relationship, you're meant to spend your entire life with this person. Like, if you always have to catch yourself and reassure yourself, from my experience, I will tell you that please give it a thought. Do not just brush it out. That might be a very, very important sign that you have to think about it, pray more about it, so you have the conviction you need. Because ignoring your instincts, always having to work yourself to get to that point of excitement and knowing that this is the one I'm supposed to be with, that might be dangerous. So in my case, I did not even have to catch myself because I had a very crazy mindset. In fact, I believe that a man should be the one to love a woman, It was evident that he loved me, the way he was doing things, the way he cared, for me and all that. So I knew and I was confident that he loves me. And that is why I was, just ready to, make that decision and just, get married to him, because I was like, if he loves me, then that is all that matters, Like, I remember telling him to his face that I'm not gonna change my last name. Like, I love my father's name and I don't even care about that his last name, How did I get the nerve to tell a man to his face that I don't care about your last name? Even if we get married, I'm not changing my father's name. Thinking about it now, I am just asking myself, but what was he thinking as well? Anyways, men are always hopeful, hoping that, this woman will change, because that's the only possible reason why a woman will tell you to your face that she doesn't care about your last name. She's not going to take the last name. But, you're cool, and just being very understanding. But surprisingly, when my husband came into the picture, I could not wait to get his last name. That just opens my eyes to see the level of love that I even had for that person. Like, it was really, really small. But you see how God saves us sometimes from our own selves, because sometimes we are our own enemy. So many marriages fail today because one person keeps giving and giving and giving, and the other person is like, I'm good, you just have to figure out how to make me happy. But how about the other person though? does that person not deserve to be happy as well? So literally, God saved me from myself, and He saved him, as well. So, lesson number 2, prophecy. So if you are like me, a believer who believes in prophets and knowing that God can speak to His people through prophecy. And this is the tricky part about prophecy, is that sometimes when you encounter someone who seems to check that list somehow, or something that prophecy said, it's always like you want to settle for that thing because you just feel like this might be it. But no, in my case, I received the prophecy that I'm gonna marry a servant of God. Oh, Sister Anne, I was like, yes, Lord. So when this man came my way, I was like, okay, God, this must be the person. And that is the mistake most of us women make, because immediately the prophet says that, we run with it. What made me think a servant of God means a preacher? Why? You see how God saves us sometimes from our own ignorance? Look at now, I am married to a servant of God. My husband is a servant of God. He is not a preacher, but he is a servant of God. God is merciful. God speaks through prophets, and God also speaks to us. Can you imagine a prophet telling you this, and that, and you cannot go to that same God who revealed it to that prophet to say, God, speak to me. God, give me clarity. I know if you could speak to that prophet, you can speak to me too, because this is my life. This is my destiny. Speak to me too. And God definitely is going to give you direction, on how to select who that right person is. Number 3, Bible says love covers a multitude of sin. If that person's flaws, because nobody's perfect, if that person's flaws are very magnified in your eyes, like I remember always telling him straight to his face that he's short. Like every given opportunity I have, I'll tell him you're short. In fact, you're short. Like, why are you so short? Like, where were you when God was distributing heights? And he was just being overbearing. And thinking about it now, he's not short. And it's not as if I just overlove tall people. No, I think all of this just adds flesh to the fact that Anne was not in love with that person. In my eyes, I was seeing the shortest person that ever lived. But that is wrong. He is not even short, If you cannot help but see how much he falls short in this area, I mean, why are you doing this? I don't like this about you. Or maybe even physically, I don't like the fact that you're too tall. I don't like the fact that you're too short. I don't like the fact that you're too skinny. I don't like the fact that you're too this. If the person's flaws are so magnified in your eyes, then either you have a change of mindset, or maybe that person is just not meant for you. Because one thing I know is that when you fall in love with someone, their shortcomings won't be that much of a big deal to you. So step back and think about your decision. Because when you get married, after living in the same house, those flaws are gonna be gigantic. Like, they're gonna be so magnified that, trust me, you might just try to start being irritated by your spouse, and you don't want that. You really don't want that. People have loved all kinds of people, and you might be looking at that person and like, what did you see in that person? But to that person who is in love, that person is just perfect. The 4th lesson is that, especially women, we are very particular about how we want to be treated, how we want to be loved, and all that. If every little gesture that partner of yours does to show that he or she loves you, you don't really care about it. It doesn't even make sense, because you want to be loved a certain way. You want this, you want that, you want that. But this person is given just basically what he or she can afford. One thing I know, when you love someone, when you are with the right person, even if he gives you a cup of water, it's gonna mean so much. Like, you're gonna add so much meaning to it. Oh, water. Oh, he gave me water. Oh my God. Like, it's gonna make so much sense. Like, that's the best thing that anybody has ever done to you in life. But when my husband and I got into a relationship, he will take me to the restaurant. He will take me to Red Lobster. For those who know Red Lobster, it's expensive. We will eat crab legs and all those good stuffs. By the way, that is where we birthed our tradition of eating crab legs together. as a family even now, okay? But we haven't eaten for the past like 2 months or so. See, inflation is real. So anyways, I'm saying that to say that one day after we ate, in that restaurant, and I saw the bill and I realized that, damn, that restaurant is expensive. And I told my husband, then we're just in a relationship, I was like, hell no, we are not coming here again. Like, we are not spending such money anymore. So I told him, I don't care where you take me to. Even if you take me under the tree, I'm okay. I will be great, so long as we're just together, because that is all that matters to me. Aww. Saying it now, I'm almost having red cheeks. But anyways, that is what love can do. But if you have the money to spoil each other, you can even go to the moon. That is perfectly okay. So if you are in that position where almost every gesture that your partner does just gets you irritated because you want to be loved a certain way, and you don't even consider what he or she is doing to prove to you that he loves you, he cares about you, then maybe you just have to step back and think about it. Either you have a change of mindset, or maybe that person is just not for you. Because if you feel that way before marriage, just from my own little experience, if you are irritated about something that concerns your spouse in marriage, you're just gonna be more and more irritated, because that thing is gonna be more and more magnified. So no matter how good this person is, like in my case, this is a very wonderful person, wonderful brother, but it just wasn't meant to work. And it's gonna be like drawing from one well, taking the love, the affection, everything from one person. Someday that well is gonna get dry, and that is gonna be the end of it. I mean, I think I can now make this video and share my experience and share all of this, because after 4 years of being married and seeing the challenges that come in marriage and all that, I just look back and I'm like, we would have made each other's lives miserable. Trust me. No matter what he would have done in order to show love and care, because he was a wonderful person, it still wouldn't have just been enough. I just would not have been able to reciprocate. So please do not rob yourself of the joy of not marrying somebody who you love and who loves you back. It doesn't matter if your past has been, whatever, tragic, terrible, but please make sure you get healing from your past and get you someone who you can love and who the person can love you back, because that is a beautiful thing. That is the ultimate. I know you might say you've heard of cases where people who were not even in love with each other, but they got married, things changed, they fell in love with each other, and they lived happily ever after. But trust me, you are not those people. That is not the norm. That happens, I don't know, maybe 1% of the population. You might not be that 1%. So do not risk it. And above all, somebody who loves God, because that is only the guarantee for that person to love you back, as Christ loves the church. So these are a few lessons I drew from my experience. For you who is still trying to make this decision, just think of these things and analyze it. Does it apply to you? Does it apply in your relationship? Do you know someone who needs to hear this? You can just share this video with them. So thank you for watching. I hope this blesses you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please click the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. God bless you.